coming today's webinar. This is a part of the Developer Days online webinar series, and ours today's one is number 7 and last one. And title of today's talk is BIM360 API updates, and we'll cover a little bit of a product side update as well. And my name is Mikako Harada. I'm an AEC technical lead, and I'm also serving as America's manager for developer technical services team at the Autodesk. Okay, so before we talk about the main topic, I want to mention one thing, disclaimer. So this presentation, I'm going to talk a little bit about features which may come in near or in future, and also talk about the current development effort. But this is, since it's not officially released, there may be some changes. So this is not a promise or anything like that. So just to be aware that things I'm talking about, especially the ones which is not released, may change. So today's agenda, I will start from the BIM360 and family product updates. And we've been talking about the unified BIM360. I will tell you where we are as of today. And we also touch upon recent updates. And also we'll be talking about the roadmap. And following that, I will talk about BIM360 docs and 4G APIs. And first, I will give you a small overview, and then some updates, webhooks and data management are the new the API enhancement in data management, especially the folder side is the new ones. And these two topics, webhooks, data management updates, are already covered in the Forge API updates done by Cyril last week, 1 week ago. So I will just recap, but another thing we have is admin side of updates, which is actually known as BIM360 API, because those are the specific to BIM360. And then we'll also add learn more materials if you are interested in learning more, and followed by the QAs. Okay, so let's start with the family products update. So BIM360 family product, recently you started to notice that our branding as a big B and 360. So as probably everybody in this joining the webinar knows that we have collection of products starting from theme, glue, and layout, etc. And during the last couple of years, we've been talking about docs, this orange part, docs as a data at the center. And we are trying to go to the seamless, unified BIM360 features. And during the AU, which is like couple of months ago, we talked about the next generation of field and glue. Next generation of field is called field management, and glue is called model coordination. Some of the customers, if you are the field and glue customers, you see a preview of this. And we also have the analytic portion of the feature called the insight. And we are talking analysis part of the insight. And now it's during last couple of months, it looks like this. So near future, we are also adding next generation of collaboration for Revit, known as C4R. And this is integrated with docs. And since we are moving toward a new platform, you will probably see a little bit enhancement, not just exact copy of what we've been doing with the team. So near future, you'll start seeing collaboration for Revit related features will be on top of docs. So right now you will be, you usually see the collaboration for Revit model in BIM 360 Teams only, but near future you will be seeing it in both Team and Docs. So what does this mean? So by doing this, you're not in the Revit model, you can directly access from the docs. And this year will be very exciting year, I'm sure, especially with Revit IO or design automation for Revit is coming very soon. Okay, so then release notes. These are already public, but in case you aren't aware, I want to point out because these are the recent changes they made, product team made. So we have a public release note page here. Okay, so this is a page, blogs.autodesk.com BIM360 release notes. And you can actually scroll through this here and you can go to the recent post. All the new features are posted here. For the traditional desktop way was we are releasing new features in the every year annual release, but since this is a cloud-based one, the new feature may be coming in every couple of weeks. So this is a place you can find out the new features. So for instance, right now you can see the update from, this one is January 31st. And actually, but the update here, posting is on the 7th. So this one is talking about, for instance, when you are activating a project, you can actually copy from the existing one. So here you see a copy and product setting here. You can choose the existing project and then copy contents. So for instance, you can create like template project, which you can use again and again when you are creating a new one. For instance, like a folder structures, you can copy template project to your actual new project. So these are the one of the features. And another thing is, for instance, this is quite visible if you access to the product, new project and account navigations. So until now, until this new feature came out, some of you might have confused with the project names and then accounts because it was mixed. But now you can actually see the project under the accounts, and you can also switch the account. This is very convenient. I myself was always confused because I have several accounts, and all has samples and samples and samples. So I was always confused, but this way you can switch between different account and project more easily. Very nice feature. And then I think I heard that in future this the image will show up here as well. So this is account selector. So this is just an example where you see this is another example for the issues list view. Now you can have a company list, for instance. So you can see these new features for BIMs in this page. So I just wanted to point out. It used to be in forum page, but this one has more designated nice blog format of the page. So this is the release notes. And since this is the API focused one, I'm not going to go into the detail, but I wanted to point out. And these are the list of new features. I just went through quickly, so I'm not going to repeat. But again, you can always refer to this release note page to find out new features. And roadmaps. BIM team or BIM360 team also the publicly talk about roadmaps. So, and this is the URL for that. And I'm going to switch again. Okay. So this is a roadmap page. Again, blogs at blogs.autodesk.com/BIM360 hyphen roadmap. So this one, you go here, you can see latest roadmap, which was written January 31st. And this one talks about, This one talks about scrolling new features here. So next generation platform discussion, we've been talking about this. And underneath, you see a document management, field management, model coordination, project management, cost management, insight, and account and project administration. And for these modules, and we will be this one will be talking about the roadmaps for each module. So this one is the document management roadmaps, and followed by field management and so forth. So you can come here and then see where where this each modules are going. So within this, going back to my PowerPoint, within this roadmap, so this one is, so a big picture within this roadmap is that we were expecting next generation of BIM360 from a set of BIM360 family product to unified one, as I was discussing with my earlier slide. And also, you can configure the modules you need for the project. For instance, some project is very early in the design process. You may not need downstream features such as field, but you can actually coordinate. And also common data, the docs will be common across all the modules, so you can use the same data. So right now, when you want to use a BIM360 Glue, it's completely separate, uses completely separate storage to keep the data. But with a new generation of BIM360 model coordination, you don't need to move around your data. You can always access from various modules. So right now, we have a preview of these 9 preview and then betas, and now you see in the UI you see 9 dots, 3 by 3 9 dots, and now you see it will be completed very soon. So for instance, the insight here. Insight and project management and model coordination and field management. Those are the preview right now. And there's a beta also, cost management, teamwork, team collaborations. So let's take a look. And I'm not going to show the beta portion right now because we have a sales marketing team would like to show off in very soon. So I'll be showing this preview mode, part only. So preview one, model coordination. So this one is so-called the next generation of Groot. We showed this one. Some of you might have already tried. If you already have an account or a license for the BIM360 Glue, when you are creating a new project using the account management, you will be presented by 2 choices. One is classic Glue or new model coordinations. You can't activate both, but you can choose. So considering that this is still preview, you may need to make a decisions which one you want to use. But if you are the license owners, then you can try this one already now. And this is really super simple UI. I really love this. This is quite attractive for demo purpose as well. So I'm kind of I'm tempting to show this one as a demos. So this is a new, so this is a document management features. I made my test account. I made a Pacific Center Hospital. So how this works is that you create a folder. For instance, I created a folder coordination. You can add more, of course, but this is for the quick demo purposes. And when you first switch to the model coordination, then in my case, I already registered, but then it will ask you which folder you want to consider for model coordinations. And you just choose the folders. Then it goes to this model coordination modules. And in the coordination, the document management, I had a bunch of files, each separated through the floors, and also the architecture and then plumbing, HVAC, planning, architecture, electrical structure, the disciplines. So if you switch to the clashes, you see first presented by the matrix format. And this one will show you the number of clashes between two models. For instance, architecture, first floor architecture, and first floor, the hospital, in this case, electrical one, you can see 156 is 6 collisions. So for instance, let's say this orange one, brighter orange, darker orange actually. Darker orange shows a lot of crashes. So let's try to choose this darkest one. Then it will load the model and then show the crashes. Now this one, it's actually can't see it clearly for, you see here green and things like that. But since we have 456 crashes, it's very difficult to see at once. But you can actually choose one by one. This one is hitting this rectangular ducts, and you can actually choose one by one as well. And you can easily see how it is crashing here. Same if you want to see the down ducts. Now you can't see the other side. You can see from the other side here, or if it's too much, then you can actually change where it's hitting here. Super simple, and you'll be surprised how easy it is. So going back to, and you can actually screen this, which one you want to show here. For instance, hide all, and you can just show some of the crashes only. So for instance, if you are taking care of plumbing side and you are only concerned with architecture, you can actually choose that one and then show the crashes. And going back to the models, in my case, you see my name as an all contributor because I'm using test data and I uploaded everything. But in real life, you will be seeing each individual, each responsible contributor will be uploading this. In this case, you can actually select this and then filter whose contributors file those files are causing crashes and things like that. And you can also search here. So for instance, you want to search only the architecture ones, then you should see only the architecture one here. So this way you have thousands of crashes. You can actually easily search and then use this feature to go to specific models. Very easy and very visual as well. Okay, so that was the model coordination. And next module feature is a field management. This one is also the same as Glue. If you already have a field management, the BIM360 field license, then when you are creating a new project, you will be presented with the two choices. One is a classic field or new field management. And again, you can only choose one and you can start the project. So this is just showing the image. Field management is very similar, in a way, very similar to the old crew field. But again, it's making it a little bit more modern, and then the more detail is enhanced. And next one, the insight. Right now, the insight only include the analytics, which is very similar to what the classic one has. And in future, this one also connected with machine learning features. That part is not preview yet, but you can use the normal the insight analytics here now. And another preview is the project management. So in the past, we had RFIs and together with the document management, but now it's moving to the project management. And together with that, we'll also have a submitter. So submitter and then RFI will be the put together is other project management. And more to come. Next generation of collaboration for Revit is in beta, and hopefully near future you'll be start seeing it more openly. Okay, and this one is connecting Revit Crowdwalk sharing features with the BIM360 docs, and it will be added as a new feature. And again, then since we are moving to a new features, you'll probably see a little bit more, more next forward-looking or future-looking module, other future-looking modules. And it will also take advantage of more flexible permissions that the docs have. So it will be interesting ones. Again, together with design automation for Revit, it will be very interesting. And then roadmap for APIs. So there is a roadmap already published in a public page, as I pointed out. And I just took an extract from the excerpt from there. So in the document management side, we'll be extending support for Autodesk product and Forge. So as you probably heard that Autodesk is using Forge internally. And we have a lot of the product team potentially have adding a lot of value to this whole ecosystem. And the collaboration for Revit or Revit itself is a very good example. It's very important. So together, working together with other product team, Forge is definitely coming. It's a little bit taking time, but it's definitely coming. And then another, within this document management, we already know a lot of wishes around the API access to the permissions, and user or folders, folder level permissions, and also folder operations. It's kind of half-baked at this point, so we want to complete. And then also our highly demanded feature is issues and RFIs and possibly submittals, which is a new feature. And within Autodesk, we are also using Forge APIs to connect like a desktop connector. So it will be more unified, not just within BIM, but beyond BIM as well. And admin side, we are expecting to enhance project APIs. And then also, right now, admin side of API is two-legged only. We would like to have three-legged support there as well. And then possibly near future, we want to have a little bit control. For instance, right now, if you give access to APIs, developer automatically get 2 and 3 together. But it will be nice to have 2 and 3 controlled by the owner of the account as well. And this one is announced during the AU DevCon last year. But just a reminder, because this is related to developer as well. So we have a BIM360 App Store. If you go to the apps.autodesk.com and BIM360, you will see App Stores. So you can submit apps if you have applications. And right now, as of 2 days ago, we have 43 apps, more than the time we actually showed last year during the AU. So our hope is that we'll have like more than 100 this year. So I'm hoping that some of you who are watching this today will be submitting apps here as well. And when we talk about app stores, we also have the in-product apps tab as well, where you can see some of the apps there. This is the ones managed by the product team. If you are interested in being there as well, you can contact the product team. I will give you the email address later. But this one is visible only the account management, the account managers. And related to BIM360 App Stores, we have several App Store apps, and most of them were done by Augusto in our team, and there's one by Jaime as well. And Autodesk, especially our team, the apps our team created has actually a code opened through the GitHub as well. I put the link here, and I'm actually posting the PDF version of these slides later on too, so you can find it later. So if you are interested in reusing those code, or you want to take a look at the reference, you can actually grab the source code and then take a look and start from there. So that was about the product side updates, and a lot, you can see a lot coming soon. So exciting time. So now the 4G API update. So product team has been very busy with the product side. So API is usually following the product features. So it's a little bit behind, but it's certainly coming. And first one is Webhooks. This is a notification system. This is in beta. And docs side, we have a folder operations, rename and delete, and also copying files. This copy files, I just heard this morning, so I can't talk about it in detail, but I'm putting here. So I put at the bottom saying, keep eyes on more detail to come. Probably will be explaining how to use it, either in a documentation or in a blog. And admin side, we can add a project members. We can also modify the project user profile and retrieve the industry roles. And so take a look at each of these a little bit more detail. So Webhook, this one is explained by Cheryl last week, 1 week ago, exactly 1 week ago, at the DevDays Online Day 4 4th API updates. The recording is already in YouTube, DevTV YouTube, so you can take a look. And so what is for those who missed this 4G API update? So Webhooks is a notification system for the web. So you can set up a callback, and you can get the callback. You can set up a callback website, and you subscribe which ones you want to get notified, which action you want to get notified, and then you can get the callback function to your web page. Right now, it supports only data management only, and type of action is the folder and version added, modified, moved, and copied. But we expect that there will be more webhook added to it too. If you are interested in this webhooks, there is a private beta going on right now. So your client ID has to be whitelisted in order to use this API. So if you are interested in, send an email to forge.webhooks.beta.appsupport@autodesk.com. So you can contact here to get private access. So from docs side of Forge updates and folder rename and delete. Delete is actually hiding, so you can use a patch, project, folders, endpoint, and documentation is in orange. Again, I'm posting this one, so you can reference to this documentation. So what it does is you specify in the request body in JSON format the data attribute name as a new folder name. This will be the rename. Or if you want to hide the folders, then you can change attribute hidden to true or true. And this is not new. This is around from last summertime. Folder creation. This is just a reminder in case you are starting to use this folder creation now. So we have two versions. For BIM360 docs, we need to use a command instead of a post folder right now. And if you want to create a folder in A360 or BIM360 team, then you can use a post folder. So in the long run, we expect to have a latter form, the second one, and have a single APIs. But right now, and as an interim, we have this command instead. So copy file, this is the one I kept, I told you a couple of slides back that I just found notified this morning. So this is about copying files. So it's query string, and there's a query string parameters copy from, and then you can actually two folder ID in request body, and you should be able to copy content, the files. Again, I haven't tried this one yet, so keep eyes on updates. Maybe Augusto or Jaime may be updating in the blog. So the admin side of APIs, there is a change log. This is already documented. There is a change log, and there is a version 2. And you can add the users to a project, and you can update the user's profile, and also retrieve the project industry roles, and activate project. And then this one is not the end point. Activating a project without clicking emails. This is a highly demanded feature for the people who want to automate the project setup through the APIs. And then version 2 endpoint. Again, so since this is a version 2, you have to change the version number there too. So for instance, post this, if you are using API that release, so far it's V1, but now you have to switch to the V2. So to add user to a project means that this add in the project admin, this will be able, you can do this in the API. And then user profile. So user profile, you call it the patch. And you can add for instance, like a administrative level. So here, project admin access here. And then also document management. This is the document management. You can control this. In this case, this is admin, so it's admin here. And if it's user, you can actually add a user like this. And company ID, you can add a company. So this one is a company ID, and industry role is here. So industry role, this is also you need to get using an API. So this retrieving a project industry role is designed to add the users. So if you go to a project admin industry role and try to add the roles, you see a list of project industry roles. And these are the ones you get. This list of these roles will be returned when using this course. Okay, so that's about the API update. If you are interested in learning more, so the main resource is developer.autodesk.com. And also, if you are interested in looking at the code, then Autodesk/Forge, the -Forge, and github.io. And I also keep a blog post myself. There's a blog post under here as well. There's a blog post here. But this field of view blog is the one I'm keeping myself. So you may want to take a look there. So, for instance, again, if you are interested in the samples, then normally the samples our team provide has both working samples and then code. So you may want to take a look at the code sample together with the demo samples. Okay, so the DevDay Online this week, this month recording. So if you go to YouTube and search with the keyword Autodesk DevDays Online 2017, it's already 2018, but this one is titled 2017, then you will see all the YouTube ones. And as of last week, I saw the first 4 is already posted. So if you would like to take a look, please take a look here. And for roadmap, big picture roadmap, Sean Gilmore has given a talk here. And then also Cyril gave a webhook. I think he spent half of the presentation about the webhooks. So this will be a good point if you are interested, a good place if you'd like to take a look at the webhooks as well. And then since this is BIM AEC, if you'd like to know about the design automation for Revit, which is also under private beta right now, this one will be the good ones. And there are a lot of the recording materials from last year's DevCon AU as well. This is not exhaustive list. If you go to au.autodesk.com, there is a button called online learning. You can find a lot of very good content, and some of them are quite in-depth. And I just listed ones I think it's most the related. So for instance, this one. So this one covers roadmap about BIM, BIM360, and also this Augusto's integrating Forge data management. This one shows the example he did in App Stores. This is we got a very good feedback about this, so this might be a good one to take a look if you are interested in putting the file in the storage. And there are a lot of small tips and tricks when you are using BIM360 docs, and this is the ones I presented. This might be interesting as well. Okay, so if you are really new with the BIM360 API, then best place to start will be the last year's online BIM360 online hackathon webinar series. This one is, again, you go to YouTube and search with Autodesk BIM360 Online Hackathon. You'll see recordings. I also put materials from there to my blog post as well, so you may take a look there too. And the sequence is actually intentionally designed. We go from BIM360 business opportunity, overview, and data management, model derivative, viewer API, and account level. And then also, if you have apps you'd like to submit, Augusto will be talking about how to submit. So if you new, this will be a good point, a good starting point. Okay, so if you have other questions, and then here is some contact point. So technical questions, our suggestion will be going to Stack Overflow. If you go to developer.autodesk.com, get help, you will find a link. Or if you go to Stack Overflow directly and then use the tags Autodesk / if you start typing Autodesk hyphen, then you start seeing options. It could be data management, could be BIM360. You will start to see the types. This will be the best to get the most attention because all of our teams and even engineering team are watching this. So you will get a lot of reply from there. And also API product manager to Mel Gallon, he will be collecting a lot of wishes regarding BIM360 API. So if you have some wishes, or if you would like to participate in private beta, then you can contact him. And from business side, for instance, like co-marketing and blah, 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 you can contact Josh Cheney. And again, this is the email. And any other business, then you can try from me. I can try to find other people, or our team can answer some of your inquiries. And I think this is the last slide I have. So that's the main presentation. So we have a so-called Autodesk Forge Accelerator or Autodesk Cloud Accelerator. And this is like 1 week, sometimes 3 days, but 3 days to 5 days sitting together, work together, prototyping the events. So we have, this year we have here listed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 planned. And this San Francisco one is probably too close since it's already next week. But so here is the cities and dates. You can find something which close to you. And if you are interested in, go to this web page. And there is a page you can submit proposals. And we'll first see the feasibility of what you are trying to do. And if necessary, we can have a phone call or web sharing, the desktop sharing, and then talk about, any questions we may have before you are coming. Since this one requires your travel or even hotel stays, we want to make sure you will be making the best use of those times and days. So please submit ones. And from my personal, from where I'm sitting here near Boston, so this one is the ones in the US East Coast, and we'll also include design automation for Revit. Since Boston office is the so-called headquarters for AEC, we have a Revit team and decision makers about Revit there. So if you are interested in both design automation for Revit and for data management, BIM360 data management and things like that, this might be another good one. Again, I'm pointing out this one because this is the closest to me. Okay, so that's basically it for today's presentations. I'm going to open up to the questions.
I have answered a couple ones, but there's 2 over there that maybe you can help me out with.
Okay, so the ones with next gen, this one?
Yeah.
Will next gen collaboration for Revit provide an API to control things like which views are part of a set? Yes, good question. So basically, as far as I know right now, the collaboration, next generation for collaboration Revit, you can automatically get access within docs because it's using BIM360 docs. you'll have the like file extension as C4R files. And then your question is basically about controlling like views as a part of the set. So we are expecting to have it, but not right now. I actually happen to be pulled into API access about the docs. The next gen collaboration for Revit team is still focusing product side. API will probably come soon, but we haven't reached to that part in detail yet. But yes, we want to have, but not as of today. But the beautiful part is that since we are using common data storage in the docs, up and down will be the same. So if you want to access, you want to list all the documents there, you can basically, you are basically accessing it already. And again, for the details, please let us know, and we'll keep a list. And especially Jeff, I know you've been keep the close eyes on it. I would like to know what you need. Okay, so I mean the next generation BIM 360 module. So this must be continuation with something.
Yeah, it was about like if the modules will be available on the M&E servers.
Okay,
Or if not, we can unmute Sandir if he wants to ask.
No, it started with the Revit model, but it should work with other file as well. We're just trying to finish one by one. So Naviswork, and I'm pretty sure AutoCAD, whatever Naviswork is dealing with, we should be able to. But I know they started with Revit. Okay, so anything else? No?
I don't see any. If you guys have any other questions, please just post them or raise your hand so we can unmute you.
So I'm hoping that we can have another webinar, maybe a couple of webinars this year. It's going to be very interesting this year because there are a lot of things coming. We just have to push hard to get the API out. So, okay, so there is one more. Design collaboration is a part of BIM 360 docs. My Revit file will be synchronized directly with BIM 360 docs. Comes there a publish add-in for IFC. Then we can upload directly average out of Revit. I see. Yes, the publishing is okay. So the collaboration for Revit file is in the cloud. And what you are probably looking at is like exporting an IFC and then upload other IFC. So if you have a Revit model in the docs right now, you can use, is it one way? I don't remember. Jaime, do you remember, is it one way or two ways? IFC and Revit file converter?
In BIM360 docs?
No, the design model derivative.
Oh, yeah, well, so if you have a Revit file, you can turn it into an IFC using model derivative.
Yes, so you actually don't need to push other IFC at all. If you have a collaboration for the docs, a Revit file, collaboration file in docs, then you can just use a model derivative. Okay, good question though. since new features coming little by little, I can't catch up everything, but it's interesting. Okay, thank you very much then.